welcome guests. Any public comments?
Yeah, you know, the German Mennonite meet, we're sort of frugal. In
Right.
upriver, I've asked the question in their meeting. Downriver, I've asked the question in their meeting. You know, this federal lawsuit, did we spend our money wisely, or what's the outcome of this? You know, it's been decided, and I'm looking for some type of answers from people. If they wanna have some type of a questionnaire or whatever on it, but I'd like to know where we're at with that thing. You know, their mum up there, their mum down there, and I just flat ask them, you know. Up there, I don't advertise it, I'm mostly from down here because they'll probably hang me.
Right, as long as you don't wear it.
I just tell them I'm a water user, and I've got a joint venture up there, but I don't tell them, but. Give us some information, maybe I'm the only one who wants to know, I don't know, but,
I think coming as a new guy on the board, I think there was a lot of money that was spent, but going up there to federal court and seeing exactly what we got done
right,
was, I think it was money well spent
right,
to be able to get what we deserved and what we were owed.
okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I know how
I
courts
still
go.
think it was probably too much. It's always too much,
Right.
but you gotta spend what you gotta spend to do what's right, you know what I mean?
No, I've been there, I know how it works,
So,
believe me.
it's not fun, but it was neat to see the people that we had behind us, and especially me coming in at the very end. Seeing everybody who's put the work in and going and see it come to fruition was pretty neat deal to get back what we deserve.
Okay. I got a lot of work, thank you.
Thank you. Money very well spent.
Got good work.
Anybody else?
Except for that cheesesteak that was.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I got good.
Rats.
we got there. You want to introduce,
Oh, sure. We have Samantha, she's with IBWC, she's running hydraulics over there and really, she takes care of all the water for Mexico. How long have you been with IBWC now, Sam?
11 years?
Wow, yes. So, yeah, and she brought some interns and then hydrologists, right?
Hydrotech.
Hydrotech, there you go, there you go.
You know, if you sit in the back, you have to stay later for.
That's the best seat. But yes, Sam's the International Boundary Water Commission overseeing the Rio Grande, and she's vital to the operations, the daily operations with the project. Obviously, IWC takes care of Mexico water, so she
Right.
handles that for us.
want to say anything or?
No, just happy to be here and learn more about what all you guys do, so we have a more complex picture.
All right.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay. Let's review the minutes of June 10th, board meeting.
Let's make a motion to approve.
Second. Okay. Jared made the motion. George seconds it. Okay. We got Lisa, nothing, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Mary?
Good morning.
Good morning.
On the first monthly report, we did have a maturity on our treasury bill. We went ahead and reinvested for another 12 months with a rate at 3.99%.
Yeah, a little better than what it was, right?
Yes, a little bit better than what was prior. We did receive $61,650 in interest with that investment. I will be looking into possibly taking some of the money market amount funds since the rate has been staying at the 3.57. As of today, we do have a 12-month and 18-month on the treasury bill. The rate is showing at 4.05 for a 12-month, and at an 18-month, we're at 4.14. I'll go ahead and contact our account representative to see what amount is justifiable before the rate changes on that specific account, correct? I don't want to move too much where it affects us.
How much were you thinking of moving?
I'm looking at probably $2 million.
2 million?
Yes.
Who do you deal with up there?
Excuse me?
Who do you deal with over there?
I was dealing with Rosa Butcher, but she is stepping back and taking on a different role. But we have a gentleman who's taking over the account for us. I don't recall his name at the moment.
Can you give me that? No.
Yes,
Good work.
The following report is our balance sheet.
Balance sheet. I see. You guys okay with it? Sure. Okay.
The next is our net revenue. At this moment, we are at about 83% of our operating income. We do have, the majority of that revenue coming in is our our third quarter 2001 invoice that has to be sent out, as well as some funds coming in from our special capital projects.
What's that? Yeah, yeah, all in the negative, yeah. Same in the budget. Like to see that, Mary.
On our expenses, we are at 58%. And we do have a remaining 4 months left on our fiscal budget.
All right, next. $1,000 report. Anybody see anything?
I have a question on number 4, Mary. The fire hydrant usage, is that happen often? We have to pay them for using the hydrant, correct? Is that what that is?
Yeah, we have a fire hydrant right outside the office here that Pete needs for our water truck,
Uh,
so that is a monthly,
That's the water we're using, right?
yes.
Okay, we've already paid, explain to George how we got that. We paid $3,000 to get the meter,
To get,
right?
yes, it's
One-time
deposit,
fee.
a one-time fee.
Right.
And then Pete uses it to fill up our water trucks,
uh-huh.
And
our
that's what,
truck projects, and that's water
that's
usage.
the water
It's a, it
usage.
has a meter, sir.
Okay, because that's the first time I've seen this, right?
No.
Is it happening before?
Pretty good.
Yeah, we had one off of the, it was in Fabens,
Favens, yes.
but
Oh, I
we
see.
moved it.
Yeah, and then we found out that we can move that fire hydrant to any
Wherever
position for
we
what,
need.
was it $70, Pete?
Yes, sir, $75.
So if we're doing a construction, we can get that same meter and move
Move
it
it.
wherever we want and save a lot of money
But
doing
it's
that.
very beneficial to have
Yeah.
it here at the office.
It's kind of like what the developers do all over the place.
Pretty much, yes, sir.
Right.
You know, because I've seen those with a
Yeah.
meter hooked onto it.
So they'll fill up before they leave the yard in the morning. It's right outside the office.
Okay.
I got, number 16,
So,
1,126 for a headlamp.
yes, this is actually a reimbursable,
Mhm.
it is payroll deduction. We're looking for another trucks. Hit
I was looking at
Hit
that.
that.
That's an expensive headlamp.
Yeah, it's a newer truck.
Okay.
Pete, I got a question. 11, the 1540 oil for stock at Advanced Stock, is that drums, buckets?
The 54 gallons,
That's a gallon.
those are gallons.
Gallons, okay.
Those are gallons, yes, sir.
I was like, 'cause I know you're doing some stuff with Fabian's Oil now they offer a bulk oil deal as well.
Right. And we've seen it in bulk, but I think you want to explain to them the problem we have it when we buy it in bulk?
Yes, what we're trying to eliminate like contamination on it, so that's why we're trying to make it as sealed as possible.
Makes
And
sense.
they'll take a drum and they'll use it and then we'll dispose of the drum.
Back on number 9, I know it's gonna be ancient history soon about this deaf stuff, but how old is that unit that required it, but was it a broken tank or what was
That
that?
was, let me see what.
Number 9.
It was actually the sending unit, sir, the DEF, pump unit.
Whole
This
truck?
tank assembly, you had to replace the whole tank?
No,
Oh, wait.
no, it was just a DEF module, the whole pump.
It's inside,
assembly.
they go out all the time. They go
Oh.
out where you're.
But pretty soon we can delete them, right? I don't know, man, that'd be nice. Number 58,
We're just upgrading some of our, we have some old computers that are little by little, yes. Just trying to see what those are.
and no reimbursable this time?
Other than the blank.
Is that caught it?
Yeah, that's all right. You guys okay with it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Hector? For the- okay. Let's go to credit card report.
And Nick is spending much money on it.
What's that?
Nick is spending much money on the credit card.
He actually spent something, and that's a hard thing to do.
What's that?
You spend too much.
Yes, your big credit card bill.
I've turned it in already.
I'm more concerned about the presentation. Did we get the music in the background?
No, not this time.
Please don't get him to do that.
Okay, now the professional engineering and legal service.
We don't have anything for May or June
May and June, you don't have
for Al and Jay.
J yet.
I had received, Dr. Bellairs invoicing for May, but that will be reflected on the
On the
following.
next one.
I'll work on that.
And then this other guy, the Monterey Spirit, is that the,
That's Maria.
That's Maria.
Module, yeah.
that's Maria?
Yes.
Has it always been that?
There's
Yes.
a bunch of them. Haven't met all of them.
Sorry, Maria, I thought you were under something else. I thought that was the new firm or what, the
So you're thinking.
engineering guys that,
Oh, Hazen? No,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. No, they're not on here.
I don't remember her even.
Yeah, that's the firm she's with,
It's only been on there the whole time I've been on the board.
Yes, that's okay.
I thought we were doing it.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
But quarterly invest, you guys okay with the,
Yeah, so we'll leave those missing
you can see
invoices.
zeros, we're okay, huh? Okay, we got the quarterly investment report.
Correct, and
This
he
where
needs
you show
approval.
you the, and we made 60,000, you say on that one, right?
Correct,
Okay. You're thinking of moving the 2 million from the money market too, right?
from the money market.
Yeah, to get more, okay.
And you may even talk to them too, sometimes they have a certain amount, you know, a certain number, if you wanna, if you move up to this, it'll be this percentage, if you know, see what the sweet spot is, if we need to move a little more, a little less.
Correct. I will go ahead and reach out to our representative.
Just a problem.
This is,
Motion to approve the budget.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, Jared first. Makes a motion. George second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mary. Next, who do we got? Rose?
Good morning.
Morning, Rose.
You do have several adjustments.
For the,
It's a total of $1.61.
We get cost more to print the adjustments
What's that, sir?
make it cost more to print this paper than the actual adjustments.
The whole process, yes.
Okay, perfect, gotcha.
We're trying to get her to print this.
Just put it in pizza.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
All right,
So $1.61,
Two
total
more.
adjustments.
okay, we gotta review the report and adjustments.
Well, I get board approval.
What's that?
Can I get board approval?
Oh, yeah. I hear a motion for
Make a
the
motion to
tax
approve.
adjustments?
Second.
Second. Jared first. Jared makes a motion, and George seconds it. Everybody in favor? Nobody against? Okay, thank you.
Our next report is for information purposes on the El Paso Water, Lower Valley Water District, and tax suits. And I just want to note on tax suits, the report was completed on the 1st of July. We didn't get the report from the Lineberger for till July 2nd. So next month I will reflect those adjustments. Okay, we're good?
Okay.
Okay,
We're good.
thank you. Our next report is comparison between 2024 and 2025 tax assessment. This same time, July, we were 97.09% versus right now we're 96.4372%.
Falling behind still a little bit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And just to note, we are sending July delinquent notices. They're actually in the mail already.
Okay.
Is there anybody more people coming up and paying, or at this point they're just?
When we release the water, yes.
But it's almost over with, so I guess that's
Yes.
probably where we're gonna be sitting maybe.
Well, we're still trying our effort to collect and send notices. And the attorneys are very much involved.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, next is, general manager,
Sir,
nothing?
thanks,
Okay. District engineer, Jay?
All right. Let me share my screen here. Somewhere there it is. Okay. I've been working with Dr. Blair, on the daily, and Enrique, wow, so it's been a roller coaster, since we released. And Dr. Blair has been running the model, the HEC-ROS model, obviously to simulate the Rio Grande on the releases. And then obviously, when we disperse to our canals and EBID, we have all the models for all the smaller laterals and canals that, at the end of the day, it needs to be a volume balance, if release losses and what we use equalizes what was released in the reservoir. This year, I see I'm just diving into it and working with Dr. Blair, in the mornings and the afternoons on this model, and I'm trying to understand how this, river operates and talking with Enrique, and I will say I have a much higher respect for Robert on the daily for what he used to do, unbelievable, and Enrique now, it is something that I never really gone into details as far as the river and how it operates, and I guess the decisions and risks that need to be taken to make sure that everybody gets their water, so thanks Enrique and to Robert, it's been amazing. So, yes, so we run the model, and as you can see, so these are the inputs into the HEC-ROS model. as you can see here, when we released, we primed up the system, and as you can see, just how it's moved and unstable it's been. It's essentially just the month of June, and EBID came on with us in Mexico. Mexico's still on, and EBID shut down July 2nd, July 3rd, Leesburg on the 2nd, and then the rest on the 3rd. And it's quieted down significantly. He's trying to stabilize, which is good for Enrique, but we release, we have a few losses, but we can recuperate here at the end.
That flat line, when did it start?
Yes,
EBA?
after this week, after he
EBA
shut
closed
down.
off?
Yes. So that's just, you gotta prime up, or, there's the east side canal, array, west side, and so diverting to all those, and then we got the Wasteway 32 that comes back and spikes it up, so it's continuously changing. Our team, the river team, and understanding much more what the team does on the daily as far as the readings and the shifts, and then put into the telemetry. The telemetry updates this every 30 seconds, and then puts out the data every 15 seconds online. So this is live, but it took, it's just, we release, and I'll show you the spreadsheet that we do. Dr. Blair and I, on the mornings, and let me see. For the day, really, this was this morning. I can change this, but yeah. So we released from Caballo. We released from Caballo, the 1058. Array's been shut down. Leesburg's been shut down. This is our reading on telemetry at Leesburg cable. So the west is still on for us, and the east is shut down. But these, we release 1058 from Caballo, and we expect 1058 at the tail end when we receive it at the American Flume. So these have been the losses, and again, the river. I'm talking to Enrique this morning. The river, the seepage and just other factors reduce the water, increasing the losses, and we try to recuperate them. Now, since the river stabilized significantly, these should be reducing significantly these losses. And we got some bank storage coming in this morning. Talked to Enrique, and he was real happy that we got some water back. But it's crazy how it fluctuates so much, and it has to do with this pumping and heat and diversions and seepage. So there's a lot of factors that occur. So, but yeah, so we put this out daily, and then try to see where our water went, and make sure that it's not being diverted, unauthorized or whatnot. So it has been fun. Get back to the presentation here, and so yeah, so that's this is for the Rio Grande, and then the hydrograph for the Rio Grande, just the Rio Grande itself, and then obviously we've got this model for all the laterals and all the canals that Dr. Blair is running to make sure we know where all our water is, and what we ordered, the losses, and what we have equals what we're being charged for. So it's been very interesting, and Enrique, we talk on the daily as well. Obviously, we have our 10 o'clock operations meeting, Lisa's, and EBID is all involved, and it's been a great experience, a lot to take in, but like you just tell Enrique, great job. I didn't realize, now I know why Robert didn't sleep, so it's crazy, and the water, and I know we've got some rain here and, you know, these arroyos come in and contribute and help out quite a bit. I didn't realize how much they, you know, they can help or hurt depending on the situation where we're at on our levels in the canals. But that's where we're at. Again, I know we met yesterday morning and y'all met in the afternoon. You know, the decision whether we want to ride it out and have some water, and obviously the model, and Dr. Bear simulated the CFS to be released to reach the end of the month.
We're thinking about what date? About
The 30th, 31st, I mean,
31st.
you know, we need to obviously finish the small tracks strong. We gave them 3 dates, so we need to make sure that we fulfill what was put out in the calendar. And the discussion, you know, yesterday, we're gonna be short, and I think, you know, it's crucial for our farmers to understand, we gotta pick the lesser of the two evils, and, you know, we have orders and, you know, it's gonna fluctuate, and we might not have the water, so it might be a slight delay. And when we're irrigating, the flow might drop, but, the other alternative is to open the gates some more and have a slush of water, but obviously, we run the numbers, you know, that's 800 CFS for the remainder of the month, so we can ensure that we can finish the month and small tracks. So I think, yeah, the decision was to hopefully the river gives back some water, and I think, you know, with enough praying that we have some water come back this morning, so that's good. But it's a tough situation, and I talked to Enrique about, you know, has he been on when there's a full allocation, we started March and finish up in October, and he, you know, he hasn't. He did when he was kind of shadowing Robert. But I can, you know, surely appreciate those times when, you know, there's plenty of water and you know, the river's steady and you don't have to worry about running out. So I think the managing and the efficiency has been fantastic. So yeah, we hope to finish strong, and we've got about another 2-3 weeks. So.
we close off on the 29th. When do you think the water would run out? Okay, about second, third?
It's, yeah, it run out by the 4th or 5th. Yeah, because it'd be 4 days. We shut off.
Takes about 3 days
3 days?
3 days.
3 days.
to the river to just empty.
Yeah.
And you're on separate cover and they can provide this for you, so I guess you're gonna go through that.
Yes.
Break down the dates.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously, it's all significant teamwork and coordination, and the EBID's been fantastic. Bureau and the Bureau sits in our meetings. And then I forgot to introduce Dr. Fernandez. He's with the United U.S. Bureau of Reclamation, so he's here in El Paso with Jared. But yeah, he's came on about 2 years ago and helping significantly with the grants as well, and learning all this stuff. And then Sam, with the releases in Mexico, and it's been, it needs daily coordination, and Dr. There is on there day and night, as you well know.
Talking about grants, how are we doing with the ponds and all that?
Yes, I have a presentation to present to you, and it's just for information purposes, so yeah, we'll get that here in the grants. But yeah, that's all I got, gentlemen. Any questions?
All right, thank you, Jerry.
You bet.
Okay, who's next? Enrique? Robert?
Hey, if it's bad news, just go sit down.
Yeah.
And he's doing a great job.
Oh, yeah, no, I can.
More than the other one, wish I had better news. But a little bit of history first. I'll give you that history first. Irrigations, the acres comparison between 2025 to today, or from last year to this year. 2025, we irrigated 62,564 acres. This year, same time frame, we've irrigated 63,019. We're just shy above what we did last year.
What was the number for last year?
Last year, 62,564.
Okay.
This year's was 63,19. So just a little over 400 acres. We're in the ballpark from last year. Currently, we're working on 3,000 acres. Being irrigated right now, and then pending from now to the weekend, we got about 4,500 acres from now to the weekend. Yeah, so we have the acres. I'm gonna use Robert's famous words right now. Since we're low on water a bit, we're gonna use that we're gonna take from Sally to give to Mary, and vice versa. So we'll be moving our water around. If you could just bear with us, and we'll get through this.
Okay.
And I appreciate the board's help and understanding, and also the Bureau and the SAM, IBWC. Thank you guys. It's a great team.
Well, this goes up, there's in-house things that happen that a lot of people don't know about. I mean, from the board to you guys, you and Pete, interworking with each other, that's, it takes good relationships to do that, and we're thankful for you guys, so. It's hard to compliment you and Pete, because then you guys just hanging over our heads for a little bit, but it's, it's good to have a good team, and everybody realizes we're all in this together, you know?
Yeah.
If one of us fails, we all fail, so it's good to have a good team.
Right. And then on your desk there, you should have that target dates. I just want to go over that with you. If you guys are okay with that. More likely, these are just target dates. They may change depending on availability and how the river reacts. So right now we're gonna take orders. The last order date for unit 6 and 7, and this is for allotment water. Allotment water will be Friday, July 17th. And everybody in unit 6 needs to be ready by the 20th, and they need to be watered out by the 29th of July. And currently, just to give you a rough estimate on the west side canal, we have about 160 CFS in there, and we're actually delivering about 115 at the most. So we're losing about 30% of our water, just seepage or other factors, but it's we gotta have those acres to maintain unit 6. If not, we're just losing water to seepage. So I can't stress it enough for unit 6. If they can place their orders, that way we can continue watering for unit 6. And small tracks in unit 6, they will finish on the 19th, so that's their last watering. And after that, it will be just farm. For unit 7, for the rest of the units 7, 8, and 9, also the last order date for allotment water would be July 17th. And they also have to be ready by the 20th. And they have to be watered out by the 31st of July. And again, we'll still have some return from the river. It usually takes about 3, maybe 4 days, it just depends. After that, all allotment water, Caballo will be shut down approximately July 31st. And then all allotment water will end Friday, July 31st at midnight. And then all water deliveries for unit 8 and 9 will end on Friday, October 23rd. That's the return flow.
Return flow?
Mhm. So after the 17th for unit 8 and 9, we'll still be taking orders. It might be a late order, they're not gonna be guaranteed, let me get to you. But if it's there, if there's a chance, we'll try and water you out, but if not, it's not guaranteed if it's a late order.
It's late order.
Mhm.
And we're having to run the wells right now, right?
Correct, pretty much all of, we got about 30.
We got 35 rented right now, and start the 5 tomorrow.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Enrique.
Thank you.
Thanks, Enrique.
Okay, now we need the music now, Pete.
Yeah.
You can't even get him to get the speaker working. I didn't even take it out.
Stroke lights. No, it's, actually this time I did a little different. Went back to the old school. Just pictures, that's all I needed this time.
No fancy board.
No, nothing fancy.
I didn't get to clean up
Didn't have a chance. Okay, so yeah, we're, like I said, we're running approximately about 35 wells. We're gonna start another 5 tomorrow. And then, of course, when we go into the small tracks on the Juan B next week, we'll start all the wells within the Juan B system, Isla system, and so on and so forth.
Hold on, Mitch, give me a sec.
Yes, sir.
Share this
So these
screen.
wells, we started on last Thursday, and we don't anticipate turning them off anytime soon. I don't think we're gonna be able to turn them off until the end of the water season.
I'm trying to share the screen so Maria and Renee can.
there. They were in
So right now, we're a little behind on our mowing, again, you know, our mower's already getting up there in age, and we're trying to keep up with all these weeds, but it seems like the rain's beating us right now. Winds are really taking a lot of our time. We have been working on trees that have been falling here for the past 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And this is constantly every day that we got trees falling within our system and block the waterways and block the ditch banks. So this is just some of the work that's being done in the welding shop. This is again one of our mowers, and you can see the cracks that we've got on the turntable.
It's on the side. She didn't turn it on first.
Right there. Now we're good. We're good. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here are the repairs to that mower. Again, this was all done in-house. This is another one of our mowers. And also repaired in-house. So this is just a small portion of what's going on inside that welding shop. We're trying to get it to where all repairs are being done within our welding shop or our mechanic shop. Some of the drains within the city of El Paso, and we continue hitting these pretty strong, trying to get ahead of the monsoon season. And then, of course, the Mesa drain. And this is actually outside the city limits. This is just down the road here. The water drain, we're in the Fadens area. And the water spur. This, of course, our mowing, we continue with our mowing. And then the trees that I've been talking about, a lot of these trees are out of our right of way, but unfortunately we have no choice to go in and remove them because they block all our waterway and our ditch banks. This one is the Isla. This one we go out Tres Hermanos. It's on Franklin by Presa. And we go to Franklin. Again, guys, these are just a couple of the trees that have gone down. This is on the Vinton over by the levee, below Vinton Road. So we've been having a lot of trouble with this ditch. Gopher holes have been really taking a toll on us. So here we lost it on our first irrigation. The second irrigation, we were able to stop the gopher holes. So we're doing some repairs right now. We went in there with some chisels and we're chiseling the bank. Then we're going in there with a roller and the water truck to get some good compaction on there. But this is one of the our laterals that we're gonna have to address here after this next watering, which will be the last small tracks.
The lateral runs parallel, right? This is the levee, right?
Yes, that's the levee.
And the lateral was right there where the
Right
water's
beside
at.
it, yes, sir.
You could, what I did, Pete, is, and I heard this from an old guy and it seemed to work. That's not too far from those old dairies up there in Mesquite area. they got all little cow manure, what I did on the canal, on the drains where we had a bunch of gopher holes,
Yes, sir.
I went and spread the cow manure and then chiseled it.
Uh-huh.
I haven't had a gopher hole in 2 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
And they'll give you that stuff, I mean.
Worth
I
a
know
try.
It's something, you know, and it really seemed to help.
I've used it too, and
It does work. Okay, no, I've never tried it, so, but I will definitely try it.
I mean, there's dairies are just looking to give that stuff, most of the time they'll haul it to you.
Yeah, because this section here and the Hanson over by the tail end, there's a lot of gopher holes there. And, but this year, we're gonna do some major work to it. We need to dig it out. We have dug it out already just to get us through the season. But I'm gonna go out there and wind the bank. These banks are very sandy, so it'll take much to lose them. So I'm gonna go in there with some good material also and get some of that sand out of there. Then, of course, we're still hitting our canals on our digging. This was a Sanetti main. I think it was having a hard time trying to get water through there, so went in there and dug it out. And then we also did the upper section above Ding Dinger. And again, you know, all this sand was hauled out. We're trying to leave no sand on our ditch banks anymore. This is a constant problem that we've been having for the past 20, 30 years. This is the arroyo that comes up right here by Warsham. And every time it washes down, it takes our drain and everything else with it. City of Socorro has gone in there and almost bought all the properties, but this is from the last rains that we got here at Incline. Our drain is actually covered all the way to the top of the dirt. So not only we have to dig it out, but then we gotta remove the sand because after I'm sorry?
There's like somebody threw a boat right there somewhere too, isn't that kind of right there?
I think, yeah, that's old Willie Gandhi's
Okay,
place.
okay.
Yes.
That's what it is.
But after we dig it out, we have to go back in there because we're constantly getting calls of people getting stuck. Because this actually goes back to a whole bunch of holes that are landlocked in the back. So we're just about getting all the sand out and digging out the drain from Warsham all the way down to Anderson. We should be done hopefully by next week.
That's just one rain event, Pete?
That's just one rain event, yes, sir.
God, and they haven't been that big yet.
No. Yeah, that was just one rain event. And you can see the amount of sand we've been taking out of the drain. That all comes up from the sand hills. So what we're doing is people in the surrounding areas are asking us for sand for their corrals and everything else, and I mean, we're giving the thing away. Whoever wants it, it's yours. This is all there in the Warsham area. This is another problem area that we're having is they're on the branch B. Every time we put water in here, this canal for the first time, we always lose this canal. And it's gopher holes also. This, I'm thinking it's more of the root system of the trees that are inside that storm drain. Because we're having to cut through roots every time we go in there and repair it. But these repairs are, we have to literally cut the bank all the way to the bottom of the channel and rebuild from the bottom up. You can see that.
Is there any way we can remove them trees, or it's?
Well, they're inside that storm drain that belongs to the supermarket there, that's what, El Super, or what, El Super, or what is it? It's right in the corner of Zaragoza and North Loop.
It's super.
It's a super. Yeah, so. And I've talked to them before, but nothing ever gets done. Here's the process of that, having to rebuild it. Luckily, they were just flushing out the system, so no irrigations were impacted by it. Then, of course, just the big gates, people just get tired of these razors up and down our canal banks, so I've been installing these like crazy right now. In the past month, we've installed about 4 or 5 in different areas. This is another one there on the Franklin feeder. That's right on the opposite side of where our ponds are at.
And we can just stop they'll just stop jet skiing and
Right.
it'll be all right.
And of course, right now, we're just basically trading off hires, guys, and, we got no big construction going on. And then, of course, I got my people all scattered around, so.
Looks good, Pete.
Any questions for me?
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Pedro.
Thanks,
I failed to mention, obviously, with the operations, maintenance and operations go hand in hand, so thanks, the winds and, the weeds and, it never ends, so, yeah, thanks, appreciate it. On that, I had a question, where was that? Super?
Super.
North Loop and, North Loop and Zaragoza. Right behind the shopping center there.
So we need to go with code compliance, and just call them and then tell them it's interfering with our operation as far as keeping the pond, this is in their pond, their storm pond?
It's inside the pond, yes.
Yeah, hey, we get to make a complaint for once, so. Yeah, as opposed to the alternative, but yeah, and they should, cause I mean, there really shouldn't be anything in there because, it reduces the capacity for the reservoir, or the storm, for their stormwater, but it's, causing a problem to our lateral. Yeah, we can call our pals at code compliance, so yeah, maybe we'll enforce it, they keep bothering us, and, I mean, typically it's not our situation, but,
I
yeah.
heard to make that phone call, so.
Yeah.
I'll take care of it.
It might help, it might not.
Well, going to licensing, sure.
Yes, the first application is 3715 by PGF under Mr. Rath LLC. It's for El Paso Lower Valley Commerce Center subdivision. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
Do we have a motion? There's a motion approved. Second. Okay, Jared made the motion. George seconds. All in favor? Aye. All not in favor? No. Okay. The next one?
The next one is 3756 by 15675 North Loop LLC for San Carlos Estates subdivision. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
Make a motion as well.
Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion.
Second. Motion by Jared, second by George. All in favor? Aye. All against? Okay, motion passed. Next one?
Application 3777 by Contreras Enterprise Incorporated for Contreras Enterprise Incorporated subdivision. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
Make a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay. You got it? Okay, George first. Jared second. All in favor? All against? Okay.
The next two are applications for licenses. It's two applications for PXFI Forms 375 owner LP. Two applications for a 25-year license for to place a concrete box culvert for a private roadway. And it's gonna be within the south side feeder lateral off of South Side Road. Licensing has reviewed application 3652 and 3653 and recommends it for approval.
I move to accept number 3652
And 36.
and 3653. Thank you.
Second. Second, okay. Jordan makes the motion. Jared second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Okay, motion passed.
Application 3717 by Texas Gas Service, and it is for a 4-inch PPE inside and 8-inch HDP steel main natural gas pipeline. It's going to be crossing the New Mexico Strait and at an existing farm crossing. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
Do you have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion by Jared, second by George. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes.
Application 3778 by AO General Contractors Incorporated for a temporary license for ingress and egress for access to a construction site within the Mesa Spur drain. This is off of close to Horizon Boulevard. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Okay, George makes a motion, Jared seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? All right, motion passes.
Application 3758 by Lower Valley Water District for a 25-year license to install an 8-inch water line inside a 16-inch steel casing, and it's gonna be crossing the green lateral at Herring Road. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, George makes a motion, Jared second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Motion passes.
The next one is for a letter of approval under existing master license 2050. It's by the county of El Paso, and it's a roadway for the subdivision that you guys approved earlier, 3715. And it's gonna be for a public roadway. It's going to be to construct a 6x6 cast-in-place box culvert, and it's gonna be across the Salita lateral at Burr Bridge Road. Licensing has reviewed this application and recommends it for approval.
Do I hear a motion?
That's just the one? The 3763?
3742.
Yeah, this one.
It's at the bottom of the page of the previous page.
Oh, this one, okay. Jared, your turn.
Who makes a motion?
This is, 3742?
Right.
I make a motion.
You made the motion, Jared? You need a second?
Second.
Okay, Jared makes a motion. George second, all in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes.
And the next one is 3013 applications by AT&T at various locations. Licensing has reviewed all applications and recommends them for approval.
They're all in the same area.
I got a
No,
que-
they're at various locations.
I got a question, is, in our write-ups, Jay, on this stuff, does it say that it needs to always maintain a certain height above?
Absolutely, yes.
Because what, I'm running, I've had 6 places that they don't maintain the heights. So I was just gonna say, if there's something we can do to make sure they maintain the heights to protect the farmer in every way possible, because it's become a big nuisance, we can't even get tractors into fields because
The height or the width?
the height,
Or
they'll
both?
come tied up on
Yeah.
one pole and
When it
skip
comes
3
down.
poles and then they're.
So what's happened there, obviously the poles have either creaked, or they start leaning and it starts sagging.
No, this is on the new construction.
But on the new, so for fiber, 15 feet is the minimum, cable or fiber, 15 feet. Power lines is 21 feet. So,
But
yeah.
we do have it.
Yeah, it's in our manual, and they're well aware, so if it's not, I mean, we typically, when they're across our laterals and they're hitting the tractor, obviously they're out of compliance, so. Typically, they just drive, I mean, it's, they don't know what it is, and they do it unintentionally, but, yeah, they should be minimum 15 feet, and that's just cable and fiber, obviously the power ones, telephone.
15 feet at the low spot at the
Yes,
side?
yes.
How tall are your pickers?
Oh, they're sagging.
They're coming out here, they're doing such a bad job right now. There's about 8 foot off the ground.
Yeah,
that's
no,
all
they just
over.
drive through them, I mean, it's.
Drive through 'em?
Oh, that's what we've done.
Well, I mean, typically,
I just wanna make sure we got something right.
It is there, I mean, we try to call, but sometimes, like, when we're downtown in the Franklin, in between like Estrella and we're on the street up there where you cannot reverse, the bank is so narrow, so it's like, they gotta drive through it. Occasionally, if there's another person, they can go hold it up, one of, in our, when we're doing our operation, but typically the mowers are by themselves and they're not gonna back up, so.
Blow it down. But
It is what it is. We'll call AT&T and let them know, or Spectrum, but if it is labeled,
these are mostly Spectrum ones, but either way, just
Okay,
wanna make
yeah,
sure.
it should be
that
50
we just wanna
minimum.
make sure we have something.
and all these that were just on the agenda, they're all aerial, so they are not subsurface.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Jared makes a motion.
This is for the whole page.
The whole page,
Yes,
yeah.
for all 13 applications.
George seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All against?
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. We need to go into closed session?
Why don't you give an update on the grants,
Okay.
just for information purposes only? Just a presentation up from there tonight. Can y'all see that, Renee, Marie?
Want to go into closed session or not?
No, no.
Okay, you don't need to?
Yeah.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Hi Jay, is this,
It's under 19, grants. Says
okay, all right, that's good. I just wanted to make sure it was on the agenda, so then.
It's just for information purposes, we don't need any, it's just an update, yeah. Oh, I'm sure I forgot, I'm on the other computer side. Okay, so, Dr. Bear and I am working with Hazen on the submittal for the grant, the HB 500 for the Socorro Ponds or the Riverside Regulating Reservoir, Part 3. And we've been heavily at it. So we've been meeting a few times a week with Hazen Sawyer. Those are the tasks for all of us. And we're working on completing this. Obviously, as you see at the bottom, this needs to be submitted by the end of the month to Texas Water Development Board. We are making some good headway on the information and the reports. Hazen's been fantastic. Jeff Irwin and his group, we've been, like I said, meeting multiple times and making sure that we meet the deadline. So when the grant initially came out, well, preliminary, it was 28 million, the award for the applicants. After the details, the specific details came out, the max would be 21 million. And again, this is a 100% funded Texas Water Development Board, zero match from the district, so those are far and few between. Obviously, with the reduction in the award, we reduced the footprint accordingly. There's significant work that needs to be done, so that's the footprint that we have today on the right-hand side, 21 million.
How much do we reduce it?
We reduced it approximately 15%.
15%?
Yeah, on the land-wise, yes, so, but it's quite a bit of earthwork is the problem, and as you can see here, there's a cross-section, this is a cross-section from the ponds. So we took these from the LiDAR images, from the state, and we did some cross-sections with our global mapper, so we cut, these are the existing ponds as they sit today. And these numbers are essentially the berms that separate the ponds today. So here is essentially the partidor structure, and the line cutting across, you see the ponds. You know, these are the berms, 1, 2, 3, 4 ponds, and then we have the drain down here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 pond, and then you see the drain down here at the bottom.
Which is the ones we're using right now?
They are the ones right here, on the bottom right at the tail end,
The tail end.
4 and 5, yes. So this is the one that we've been operating and filling continuously once we did the Seabridge test on. This one, Pete has finished it, and these are temporary, obviously. The amount, so what's gonna happen with when we submit the grant and we hopefully get the grant awarded, we're gonna have to excavate, knock down all of these berms. So we're gonna have to come in, clear and grub the entire area and rework, the surface and obviously there's a little bit of asphalt, so we're gonna have some screening out there, you know, just remove all the asphalt and whatnot that currently sits on top of the berms. But all of this will be demolished in its entirety and excavated, reworked, with 3-to-1 slopes to, allow for, the calculations of the dam for wind, the wind factor, that when it gets really windy, 70, 80 miles an hour, it doesn't blow over the freeboard, so there's significant amount of work that really goes into the construction and the design. Right now, this is preliminary, what we're doing, and, you know, with the award, we'll design, do the design plans, and then, the construction, so it's a great grant, that was put out, so hopefully, you know, we can, get that, awarded to us. But, I'm just gonna show you what the benefits are as far as, you know, what this reservoir would do to our operations.
Jay, you said you're gonna remove all the berms?
Yes, we're knocking everything down,
So then our ponds, it's gonna be a pond.
No, we're gonna do separate reservoirs, so we're gonna construct them brand new.
Okay, because the ones that you're talking about removing, aren't they drivable? You drive across those?
Yes,
And there's,
we need to excavate them, they're gonna be deeper, we need to make them a little bit deeper,
You're gonna go deeper, that's what I
a
was.
little bit deeper
And higher, or?
and higher, yeah, it'll be 14 feet, total, so.
and how many gates are there to drain from one to the other?
So there'll be gates intermediate that we could regulate that to feed each pond, and then there's gonna be an outlet into the Riverside Canal. So we're gonna bring in the water from the Partidor structure, and we're designing two 60-inch RCPs with gate structures to flow into the pond, the initial pond, and then from there, you know, we can feed all the ponds. They'll have gates in between each of the berms.
Were they analyzed individually on the
Yes.
amount of seepage?
Yes, yeah, we did a seepage test. Initially, there was significant loss, but yeah, it stabilized. We did a seepage test in December and January.
But I mean, each one was about the same amount?
We took soil samples, so we took borings of all the, so, and they were all similar, soil samples.
Going deeper is not gonna affect that, or?
No, so, yeah, but it'll be basically start from scratch, and it's best. I mean, like I said, we need to do, we're doing, 2-to-1 slopes on the inside and 3-to-1 slopes on the outside. So for every 3 feet, we're gonna go 1 foot up. That's on the outside slopes, of the perimeter. And then interior, it'll be 2-to-1 slope, so every 2 feet, we'll go 1 foot up. So those are the interior slopes of each particular pond. And yeah, it'll have to be obviously built up and compacted to 95% compaction of the requirement. And we should be able to use this the soil that's on site today. If we need to bring in some engineered soil, we will. But so far with the stuff that we had, we should be able to utilize most of the soil.
And it's still at this point a proposal to get
Yes.
the grant.
Absolutely, yeah, this is just, we're preparing the proposal, the report with all the preliminary findings as far as the seepage report, and then the Hazen is preparing a report on the potential savings that it's gonna have, the impact to the operations, and really in Vicas. So when we have events, we could capture that water, put it in those ponds, and utilize it later. You know, as opposed to now, if we get a bunch of stormwater or we have events, I mean, it all goes to the Rio Grande and it's lost. So that's the point. We can, you know, funnel it through our system, through the American Canal, bring it down our delivery system and store it there, and then utilize it later. And we did some of that this December, January, February with the effluent. That's how we ran the seepage test. So we, you know, tested it, and of course this is preliminary just to see if it will function. But we're going to redo, like I said, all the ponds, put some new gates at the Partidor. But yeah, got some numbers to show you as far as, you know, what impacts it would have with the district as far as the operations. So we have primary and secondary. Primary is obviously the main vital part of the season, March to September. And then the secondary is October through February. Secondary has really, you know, with the crop it's changing over the last few decades. I mean, before, you know, there used to be a lot of winter wheat and winter crops. I think, you know, with pecans coming in and the majority changing to pecans, you know, a lot of people doing harvesting, but we still have, you know, some folks who plant onions and some winter wheat and some grass or pasture. So this is essentially an outline of the delivery system that we've got today. Extremely complicated, as Dr. Bear mentions all the time, and now in sitting in the meetings with Sam and the Bureau and all of us, you know, we've got the American Dam and this is our crocheting, and then we've got some effluent that comes in from the treatment plant, that executive, and you know, send this off downstream to the American Canal and then to Riverside and all the farms downstream, and then this is down to Mexico. So this is just a summary of how the system operates. These are our historical operation and diversions and spills, and these are hard to see. This is essentially from 2008 to 25, and basically this is how much CFS, how much water is diverted, and these are all the canals and laterals in our delivery system, and the operational spills. So this is just what the data that is going to be input into the report, submitted to Texas Water Development Board on you know, we have the operation, and so when we have spills, we're spilling because we don't have where, you know, a place to store the water. So this is how it all goes hand in hand, and again, this is so the volume balance, which is extremely crucial to the operation. It comes in here, the American Canal, you know, so once we come to Rio Grande, it goes to the American Canal, Riverside, we'll have the opportunity, if there's significant amount of water here coming in, we can bring it in, store it. These are operational spills. We can bring them down, our wasteways, put it in here, because right now, if we have a significant amount of water, it's gonna go down, and this is our demand or our orders. If there's too much, or we have an oil comes in, we have an event, it's gonna go down. Once we need to flush it, waste it to the Rio Grande, or we put it in our Tornillo Canal, and then it goes to the end of the system and goes to Hudspeth. So the Riverside Regulated Reservoir would be crucial to where we would be able to store that additional water that we don't have the capacity or place to put it in today. So that all this is obviously going into the report, and these are this is the definition of all the variables that we're using to basically justify the reason for the request. So Dr. Bear's running a very complicated model, extremely complicated for you know, crops and projections and what we've delivered during the primary season, and on the potential savings of the water. So this is a summary of what the regulating reservoir would do for the district and operations. So here we have 3 situations on the cycling, and the cycling is essentially filling up the reservoirs and emptying it. That's one cycle. One time every 2 months, it seems we've got to have a lot of water, and the norm in discussions and obviously going through the calculations seems to be the second one, one time a month. So once a month we would fill up the reservoir and empty it out and be able to capture and store it, and then so that'd be one cycle once a month. So during the primary season, this is what we're looking at, about 12,000 acre feet that could be conserved, stored, and then during the secondary season, 5,000. So for a total of 18,000 acre feet, and this is obviously on a full allocation, and you know, typically, so it's the other alternative or the other option is that when we have we're in a drought, which we've been in for many years. But typically, even when we're in a drought, we try to deliver 2 acre feet. I know this year's it's been 18 inches, but those have been the two most occurring scenarios: 4 acre feet when we have allocation and 2 acre feet. But the savings, which with having this reservoir in place, would be 15 to 18,000 acre feet a year, which is significant when we're in situations such as the one we're on.
How much time would it take for a regular return flow to fill up that pond?
The return flow, it took us, we put it in December 7th, and it took us approximately 7 days
7 days?
with just the effluent coming from the treatment plant.
Right.
So, yes, and then that was the first time. We filled up the second time, and it filled up a little bit, I think it was 5 days after the second time. So, obviously, when we filled it up initially, we filled it up, and then obviously underground, subsurface, there's voids where, it dries up. And so once we filled all those voids underground and filled everything up, we lost quite a bit, and we could see it coming out in the drain. But once, again, we replenished the subsurface system, it filled up in about 70% of the time we calculated that, so. And so it's crucial to redo that surface, so we're gonna tear everything up and excavate it and get that compaction to where we try to make it as impermeable as possible, so we don't lose that seepage, and that's including using those materials, that engineered materials, so.
Are you you said there was what, 15% that we're not gonna build? Are you gonna leave this so we can, in the future, we have?
And yes, that we're gonna, we've got the master plan, obviously, so, we're going to leave it to where we just add to the existing footprint.
Okay.
Absolutely, so, we've got, I think it's 300 acres that we purchased, from the El Paso Water, so. But, that's the summary, so, I just give you an update. So this month, the rest of this month, we'll be at it, getting that report finished up and submitted by the 30th. All right, thank you. Any questions?
Any questions?
I have a quick question.
Yes.
What's the total capacity of those ponds?
3,000 acre feet. They're 30 feet. Well, we're gonna fill up to 10 feet. So 30 times 10, 300 acre feet. So the master plan had 10. But so that'd be. I mean, obviously that's 15,000 the savings, but that's a cycling then. So. But each pond will have approximately 300 acre feet. Sure.
That's very needed in these times right now.
Absolutely, yes, so. Hopefully we'll, Hazen's been great, as I mentioned, so we're working on getting all that finished up.
Renee, anything you gotta add, or you wanna go to a closed session, or?
I think Maria has some stuff she wants to report.
Okay.
It won't, I don't think it's long, but.
Yeah.
No, it'll be quick.
Okay, well, I think we
We'll
need a break,
update.
so we'll go
Okay.
into closed session after this.